What's up? My name's Luke and welcome to the video. Today we are talking about, well, lots of things. One of which is overnight bag. I think it's important that your day bag, and you should have a day bag everywhere you go. This one right now has my lunchbox in it, some gum, caffeine pills, some chapstick, little tiny knockoff cheap cologne that is absolutely terrible, but for an hour you'll smell kind of nice, so it's perfect for emergencies. And some Band-Aids, some pens, a pad of paper, my resume, 15 iterations of it to be exact, a nice folder to keep papers from wrinkling, my lunchbox that I finished, some snacks, a sandwich bag of jerky, and potentially a water bottle in the future. Nice little cheapy one, nothing crazy. Reuse a regular water bottle for all I care, but just have one, alright? And what else? Got some mints in there too, that's important. And man, it's hot in here. Well, I don't wanna quiet you down too much. But that's where my bag is right now. But in the future, I plan to add a change of clothes, a towel, a garbage bag. And the reason I want to have a garbage bag is because the best waterproofing you could have for your technology, papers, etc., even a dry change of clothes, is a garbage bag. If you're out and about and you're like, dang, my backpack is not waterproof, you get your garbage bag. It's a poncho. It's cut a hole in the top or rip a hole in the top and make it a poncho, and then wear your backpack under it. It's throw your dirty clothes in it if something spills or whatever, or you're drenched head to toe. You take all your clothes, you throw them in the garbage bag. You've got your towel and your dry clothes in there, good to go. Having your second pair of clothes should be something like quick dry shorts, some underwear, one pair of socks, and like a nice t-shirt, but black, like dark t-shirt. Something that you could take out to a club, but also go to a dinner with your family. Not necessarily date night stuff. I think shorts are good. Maybe having a spare change of like cargo pants, but like some jogger cargo pants with a button-down shirt. That would be really nice to have, but I think that's more of a keep in your car kind of thing for whatever happens. But on the day-to-day, some quick dry shorts and a tee can go a long way. The reason is because right now I'm getting off of work and I'm in my work clothes. I gotta go home to change. And not necessarily like I have the most exciting life in the world that I need to have a change of clothes on me at all times, but I hope to aspire to do that. And I think that having a change of clothes in your car for a specific reason, such as, wow, that's an idiot. It's a super idiot. Oh, they're getting mad now. That is fascinating. But having a spare change of formal clothes in your car, and then a spare change of casual clothes in your backpack, and then wearing your day-to-day work attire, I think it's the perfect blend of changes of clothes. And then potentially, if you have enough space to pack your formal night out clothes, you can maybe pack one more option, and that's for comfort, date night type stuff. And you got your clubbing bar outfit as well. And it's not a fashion statement to have this on the supply. It's just have a spare change of clothes. Right now, at my most basic level, I have a zip down jacket with no hoodie on the back. It's just a jacket. And it's because I can throw that over whatever and I'm instantly formal-ish. I can get by-ish, Nothing crazy, nothing to say, oh my gosh, where's all my stuff in my wardrobe? why is it all in my car? It's just a simple jacket. It's black. You can cover up pretty much everything with it. It's formal, but it's also not at the same time. It's perfect. Perfect scenario. It's not a blazer or anything like that. But next up on my list would be a sandwich bag to quart-sized bag of toiletries, and that would contain a higher quality cologne, a spare stick of deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, some conditioner or hair product to style my hair while also maintaining its health, maybe some face wipes to keep this acne down, because your boy is absolutely cooked beyond measure. There's some hyaluronic acid wipes that you can do like midday. I think that'd be kind of clutch. And let's see, an extra thing of chapstick because your boy's lips are dry. Oh, why am I so tired? I just popped a bunch of caffeine. This is crazy. Oh, it's only 2:30 and I'm already tired. Sucks doing day shift. But I think that's like really important in the essentials, you know, your day-to-day wear. Hypothetically, you could have a pocket knife on you. It's the greatest tool imaginable. The problem is I work at a hospital. I can't be walking around with that. Self-defense is important, but also it's just a tool. The great thing about that is that I don't need to have a pocket knife on me at all times. A pen can do wonders for you. I have opened so many boxes and things with my keys. You don't need a knife on you at all times. Maybe a keychain knife could be very advantageous. Self-defense, dull tip, but also have a sharp enough point where you're able to stab something with it. And then having a screwdriver. I think screwdriver, blunt force, and slight edge to it to the point where you might be able to slice some tape or open a package. That right there are the bare essentials of a knife that you would really want. But I've heard a lot about self-defense with knives and stuff, and quite honestly, I don't know how safe it would really be. If you're not trained in knife skills, you're probably just going to have your knife taken out of your hands and you get stabbed, which is not exactly ideal. So I would opt away from the knife. And also it's an escalator. If you escalate from a fist fight to a knife fight, you are now escalating it into a lethal level. And this guy is either way stronger than you and will absolutely maul you to death, or he has a gun and he's weaker than you, he's insecure, and you have a knife, he's got a gun, pume, you're dead. So, while having a knife is important as a tool, as a self-defense weapon, I do not think that it's very advantageous. Where I work, it's very safe. We've got security all over the place, so I'm pretty much good. I don't need that. But for a woman in a parking lot and she gets off at 11 p.m. on Friday night, yeah, I would have a piece on me. If I was you, I would get, 38 or whatever. Magnum. Oh my gosh. Desert Eagle, 50 cal. Crazy work. Nothing like that, but don't get a 22. That brings up guns. In the future, if I had a different career or I had more money, I would get a gun. You would learn first, you would target practice, you would understand gun safety, you'd get a little certification in safety or whatever. I have shotguns before, pistols not so much, but with the right learning, teaching, and understanding and respect, I would get one for home self-defense if I had a home, keeping the safe at the house. I don't have one yet, and I'm a little bit too young for it. And I know a buddy who is flaunting his and ended up getting fired, so fun fact, don't bring your gun to work. Actually, I know 2 guys who have gotten fired because they brought their gun to work, they flaunted it to coworkers, and somebody that wasn't too psyched about guns ends up talking to the boss. And rightfully so. Guns make people uncomfortable. And if you don't explain that to someone and show responsibility, they're going to tell your boss that you got a gun at work, and that's not cool. I'm sure it's in your contract or policy somewhere that you're not allowed to bring nothing crazy to work. So if you have a gun and if you bring it to work, keep it low key. You don't need to tell anyone you have it. And maybe don't bring your gun to work if you don't have to. And if you have it in your car, you might want to get a safe for your car, because not having it in a safe can be very problematic. Oh, yes, sir. I'm going to reach for my registration now. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that, brother. Or sister. What else? Ooh, how about another one for the day bag? An energy drink. An energy drink with no expiring condiments in it. Maybe some pre-workout or some caffeine pills, something that's shelf stable that'll be fine in the heat of your car for 20 minutes or whatever. Something like that could be very beneficial. Just having it as an emergency ration whenever you're tired at work or whatever, and not, like, it's not meant to be drank. It's meant to just have in case you need it. Might be kind of handy. If you're getting tired on the road, or you've had a long 12-hour shift at work, or maybe you've just done a lot today and it's been a very long day, you've been up for 24 hours straight, and it's finally time to drive home and you have the next day off, maybe take a swig of that caffeine, an emergency energy drink. Plus, how cool would it be to have an energy drink for the sole purpose of, like, emergency rations? Like, that's funny. That's like a funny thing to have. Little conversation starter there. I might need to take one too. What else? That's pretty much it for like a day bag and an overnight bag in your car. Like, I was a Boy Scout, so this whole thing about being prepared is always on my mind. You can make do with what you got, right? But at the same time, I think it's important to be prepared in better ways than just toughen it out. I mean, really think about where you're going to be, what you're going to do. Because for me, it's a 20-minute drive home. 20-minute drive home, 20-minute drive back into town, and then potentially something that's up in Orlando, an hour drive. You're looking at 20, 60, and then 80 minutes back. That's a lot of time. So to save yourself 40 to 60 minutes of drive time, you can condense that down by being prepared and being able to live out of your car. Or sleep out of your car for a night. Sleep in your car for a night. That's another option. Having window shades for your front, making sure your doors are locked, and then having shades from the sides here too for some privacy. You can make do. Having a pillow and a blanket in your car, clutch. By the way, if you're 18 or 19 or whatever, you don't have your own place yet, and maybe you're in high school, whatever, you're a senior, let me give you some advice. Have a blanket in your car, because you never know. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you're exactly right. You never know what's going to happen. So I urge you to have a blanket in your car. And that other thing, it's kind of important for your future. You don't exactly want to be doing that for a while, so you may want to bring that with you. Now, you don't want to carry it in your wallet. Friction is very bad for it. So I suggest that you carry it only when you think you're going to use it. And right here in your middle seat here, you know, your little package where you put some sunglasses, I suggest that's where you put it. Nothing too crazy, nothing too obvious, nothing where a passenger may look in there and go, oh, that's what you think this date is. I'm just saying that if you have it, you'll be very glad, because you never know what happens. Let me hold that thought real quick. Also, as a young man, or young woman I presume, I want you to impose a 3 to 5 date rule. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've seen it in the movies. You need to say, and you don't need to say it to the person. It needs to be silent, but it needs to be set in your brain that you are going to wait 3 to 5 dates before you do anything where you might need a blanket. And the reason for that is many. First of all, don't be freaky, all right? I know you want to do that. That's cool. I get it. I want to too. Your boy is dry for the last year. But guess what? I'm telling you right now that if you escalate whatever to blanket status immediately in the first date, you are going to do that, and that's it. Because no matter how either of you feel, this is what this relationship is now. You've defined it. That's what it is. If it happens once, great. Twice, maybe. 3 times, they're already seeing somebody else. That ain't yours. You've proven to yourself that you have no self-respect, and you've also proven to them that they don't have any self-respect, which means that you two are not made to be in it to win it together. And also, if you want to go down the religious thing about the whole before marriage and everything, no blankets before marriage, there's also that factor. Then you also have the depth of a relationship, right? And part of it is because people don't communicate 100%. And the reason is because everyone has a lot of barriers up. And you need to get to know somebody before that threshold is pushed to the point where this is what we are now, this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it. When you push that threshold, the relationship stagnates to wherever it is. If you have great chemistry, wonderful. Maybe that works for you. But I promise you that most relationships do not work out if you, whatever, on the first date. You need to pace yourself, get to know this person, and build a relationship with communication, problem solving, and conflict resolution first. And then do that. First of all, it's going to be better. Your blanket time is going to be absolutely wonderful. It's going to be so much more impactful. And also, it's a long-term investment. You are going to have a better relationship. You're going to have more fun. And it's going to mean more. And your relationship's going to be stronger. Now, if you do it on the first date, you blanket time, whatever, it's not going to be as fun. You're not really going to know each other that much. You're going to be texting this person. So what are we? Rather, nothing. You're a nothing. So you need to establish what you are first before you do anything. Otherwise, because, by the way, it's a male thing to do this, but physical contact is kind of like the most strongest emotion kind of thing for us. So we're hooked. We're good. We like this. But on the other side, that just doesn't work. Maybe to a degree, but not all the way, right? You've got chemistry, but you have no communication. And once you kind of pass that threshold, it's just like the whole thing of getting with a person and then breaking up with them and saying, let's still be friends. That's not how it works. Once you've pushed up to this level, coming down just doesn't feel right. So let's say you do a bunch of stuff on your first date, and then you're just kind of like, okay, so this is what we do now. We don't need to talk. We can just get in this blanket right here, and that's it. So it's important to establish something first and establish what you guys doing before it comes to that. Because let's be real, you ain't going to do much talking after you've established some rapport, if you know what I mean. But yeah. Anyways, I guess that was little Be Prepared. I like that. Be Prepared is the title. Anyways, I'll see you later. Peace.